everybody was inspired to keep up the search on this. And certainly from the constabulary side on the ground, we had DSP Thompson here, who was leading the search and actually was part of the group that eventually worked and found her. We had about, I think, 450 or so community members come out from all of the surrounding communities. We also had JCF personnel from St. Thomas K9 unit, persons from Kingston who joined specialized operations. We're bringing over students as well from the college. We also had the JDF on board, helicopter in the space. And people from CPFSA were on the ground, and so it was really a collective effort and got the exact result we wanted from it. So Phylisa is alive. She's being seen by medical persons at the moment, and so, you know, that's the best of outcomes that we could have hoped for from.
Hello? Yes, guys, Jachusa Prussia here again. The same guy who took the girl that was found today has taken another one. I'm standing right here in front of the Bad police station. Yes, it's very unfortunate. Soldiers and police officers are here in their numbers, and a lot of them are actually in the bushes searching for the girl. You know, but it's very unfortunate. Guys, let's pray for these people to be successful in finding, you know, this culprit. Yeah, man, guys, trust me, it's very serious. We need to find this man, and he needs to be put away, like, for good. Yeah, man, it's very unfortunate, guys. The same guy has taken another little girl from the community of Bath. He's actually from Portland. This is very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Guys, we need to do something. We need to send up some prayers. This man needs to be put away for good. For good. Yes, guys, the police officers are here in their numbers, and also soldiers. And a lot of them are actually in the bush searching for this little girl and hoping that she'll be reunited with her family. It's very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate development in Bath at the moment. Very, very unfortunate. I'm here, sir. What am I to know? I'm talking to me. Me there, but I'm going to catch one more. I'm picking that wrong up in the bush. But I'm there right now. Trust me. Don't find him now.
Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video is uploaded to SouFLoTV. Let's talk about this 9-year-old that went missing and then she was found. Let's talk about the other female from the same area that went missing and is now still missing. And let's talk about the suspect who is also still missing. The manhunt is on. What really are going on Jamaica do? Is that what we're going to ask now? Because we've seen all this before. This one is just a bit more dramatic. You understand? So, a 9-year-old from St. Thomas. She's a St. Thomas native. I don't really want to call up her name, and I'll explain why later. So this 9-year-old, she's a native of St. Thomas, and she was on her veranda. Who don't know what a veranda is, it's your front porch, and she was playing with her dog, innocently doing what 9-year-olds do, right? And the suspect, big, great, tough-toned, 45-year-old man, Davian Bryan. Now, Davian Bryan was seen in the video, and a lot of people have identified not only the images in the video, but an incident that happened right before Davian Bryan went on his little rampage. This person decides to snatch this little girl up off her veranda, off her front porch. But before we got to what we saw in that surveillance video and the importance of surveillance video, which SouFLoTV has been begging the Jamaican government and been talking for the longest about increasing those across the nation there, let's talk about what happened before. Leading right up to the point where this 9-year-old was kidnapped, this attacker had actually attacked another woman who he might have thought was home alone by herself. Now I hear a lot of reports calling him a rapist, saying that he's a convicted rapist and all these other things. I know about his gun issue. So he was caught with an illegal firearm and illegal possession of ammunition, and he was held and then released on bail. We're going to talk about that released on bail something there as well. So he attacked a woman who he might have thought was home alone, but guess what? Her man was home as well at the time. She got cut in the process because they had to fight him. Now I don't know if he was going on a rampage because him head take him and him decides, say, listen, I'm going out with a bang. I'm going out in a blaze. Or if this man is just some socio-psychopath that unleashed and has been around for some time and things have just now come to a head. Anyways, he attacked the woman. They got into a scuffle. The woman got cut. The woman went to the police station to report it. And she told the police who did it. Why? Because she knows him. He was not a stranger to her. She knew definitely exactly who it was. When she told the police that, as they were in the police station, according to the story release, as they were in the police station making a report and putting the report together, in comes the 9-year-old girl's mother, frantic, asking for help in locating her child, telling the police that her child was last seen on the front porch or the veranda, playing with her little dog, and that's it. Before I go any further, let me say something. I know you think that your child is safe on your front porch, and they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be. But you got to keep your eyes on your children like almost all the time. These are different times we're living in. People will steal your child right out from under your nose. These pedophiles, these nasty people, they are like this. They will molest your child right under your nose. They will kidnap your child from you right under your nose. You will turn around and be like, but I only turned around for a second and the child is gone. And I know you think it's impossible to keep an eye on a child 24/7, but man, you have to keep them in your line of sight. You understand? So I don't know what mommy was doing at home, but she didn't hear what was going on when this 45-year-old suspect, Davian Bryan, who had just attacked this woman, and the woman went to the police station, went from there right to go kidnap this little girl. So you see, he was on one. I don't know if him take some drugs and it's fly up in his head and he decided that today is the day. We can't speak from what's going on in a madman's mind. But all we know is this is how the story went. Mama burst into the police station asking for help. Shout out to the JCF. The police was very proactive this time. Now, I want you to understand the timing of this to show you that this person, this Davian Bryan person, is actually a very cold, calculated person because there is curfew going on in Jamaica. So you must be in your house. I believe this was Saturday. So that means you would have to have been in your house by 8 p.m., right? If I'm not mistaken. Is it 6 or 8? Anyways, his time frame of when he took this little girl, the 9-year-old, off her front porch at knife point, he took her off after 7 p.m. That means it would have been closing in on 8 p.m. And he knows that people are going to have to go inside right now and obey curfew and not be out and about looking for him all night. Else, if they were scouring the woods all night, they would have found her earlier. But curfew was in place. You understand? Anyhow, the law and the local citizens gathered together and they did their thing. A massive manhunt. You had celebrities calling in, like people like Popcorn, who is from St. Thomas. Popcorn is calling in. Popcorn is reaching out through social media. He's saying, local people, band together, get out there and find her and bring her back. You know, hanging tree. Anyhow, as this is going on, it is believed that all he did was circle around after he left the 9-year-old victim, for the 9-year-old, for them to find her. He circled around, and while they were taking care of that, he went and grabbed another female who is now missing, and this one is 13-year-old Winshay Barrett. And she is now missing. Now, some reports are confusing because some people are saying that the 13-year-old is just a runaway and probably has nothing to do with him. But I'll tell you that it is in close proximity. So the same way how he attacked the woman with the knife before he abducted the 9-year-old is the same way I would not put it past him to actually go after and grab a 13-year-old. This doesn't look good. This doesn't look good. And whatever he did before, because they found his site, his place in the woods, tarpaulin set up, a fire was there. I see a couple fingers of green banana. I see a pot on the ground that looked like it had a piece of yam in it. So he's out in the woods, camping out, cooking. There's a deeper report, though, which I don't know if it's a rumor, because local people are talking because they saw some stuff too, you know. And he said there are people that are saying she was found in an old car, an old abandoned car. And she was found partially clothed. She had been raped repeatedly. You know, the whole time she was gone, I said, man, I hope they at least find her alive. right? And then they find her alive, and I'm thinking about the type of trauma that she has sustained. To be raped repeatedly at 9-year-old by a 45-year-old man. I wish we could protect her identity. I wish they had never shown her picture, but that would have been impossible because the goal was to find her. And how do you look for somebody who was kidnapped without showing their picture to the public, hoping that somebody saw them? You know? But I wish they could have, because the stereotype and the embarrassment that goes along with that act. This little girl is going to need all kinds of counseling. She's going to need people close to her, to stick by her, to watch her, to monitor her. Because 9-year-olds kill themselves too, you know. Okay. So, raped, repeatedly found partially clothed in a broke down car and abandoned vehicle is the report that I was getting. He is still on the loose. And another girl went missing within the same time frame. Now, the another girl that's missing, the 13-year-old, I am hoping sincerely that this has nothing to do with her, and she actually really did run away on her own, and she's probably at some friend's house. But I think the way how the atmosphere is frantic right now, that nobody is going to be looking at her in any, oh, we're glad you're home. People are going to be upset. Because they're going to say, you see what time it is, you see what's happening, and you know you're missing, and you see people putting you on headlines and everything, and you still sit down right which part you're at. So, Winshay Barrett, boy, make yourself known quickly if you're just somewhere at a friend's yard or whatever. And I hope that's the case. Because if it's not, and this man actually got a hold of this 13-year-old, he has sharpened his skills that quick. Meaning, whatever mistakes he made before, he knows not to make them this time. So he could very well be off in bushes and hills and whatever with this 13-year-old for an even longer period. Let's wait and see how that comes out. We're on the edge of our seats for this one. Now let me address the people. Jamaicans love the hype, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's bad or it's good. They love the hype. They love the excitement. They love sick entertainment. I'm telling you. You can ask any vlogger, blogger, the biggest viewed videos on their channel, it will be some gruesome video or some video that has to do with something like this. They love the excitement. They don't tune in because they can help. They tune in to join the excitement. The media is there. The community has gathered. Dogs are out. People are searching. Everyone is texting and tweeting on and sending it out on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. And they want to be a part of the excitement. Most of us who reside overseas, there's nothing we could have done in that situation. What? Send our prayers? Say, God, please help her? But they tune in for the excitement. Let me explain something to you. Reactive rather than proactive is the mind state of the majority of the people. Reactive rather than proactive is the mind state of the majority of the people. Yesterday I put up a video, and the video, while all the frenzy was going on about the 9-year-old being missing, she had not been found yet. I posted a video to my channel, me and my children doing a vlog, driving to Atlanta, checking out a Jamaican restaurant called Mangoes and doing a review on their food after we bought some of their food. Somebody left on there like they're saying, this is not what we want to see. This is not what we want to see. The little 9-year-old girl that's missing, a that you fit talk about. And I thought to myself, there are a million people already out there talking about it. But you're disappointed because I'm not on that bandwagon talking about it too. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing. But listen and enjoy it as some type of entertainment. Now, there are a couple of reasons why I say the people are more reactive than proactive. Let me explain to you. Whenever we come up with comprehensive, realistic solutions to these issues that we're facing as a society, That's where the conversation gets serious. That's when we are no longer just regurgitating news for sick entertainment purposes and then, oh well, back to my life, moving right along. Oh, tomorrow, let's check in again and see who dead today. Let's check in tomorrow and see who got kidnapped again. Let's check in the next day and see how much more people got murdered today. Which 75-year-old got her throat slit and got found naked today again? And it becomes an entertainment thing to the people. Now, when you're saying to the people, we need your strength, we need your numbers to tune into these conversations, we need you to hit that thumbs up button so YouTube will carry the video further so more people will see it. Hell, we need you to tag our elected officials with these videos, these discussions. Bring them in on it. You know, a lot of these people don't even do it. Probably 5 out of... If a video has 100,000 views on it because of excitement, probably 5 people listen to the part where we said, send this to the Prime Minister. Send this to the Governor General's office. Send this to the Commissioner of Police office. They're not... Send this to Christopher Tufton, Health Minister, depending on what the topic is. They give 2 flying... You know what I'm saying? Okay? There's a couple of things that need to be changed, and I'll keep on saying it. First of all, if you notice the video, one of the things I've talked about for years now on SouFLoTV that Jamaica needs is more cameras. CCTVs everywhere. It was a CCTV that picked up the image of this man holding a knife. It looked like a big old butcher knife in his right hand while he had this girl, the 9-year-old, under his left arm, as if it looked like he had his whole forearm around her neck. And that is when everybody was able to say, hey, you see this footage? She was kidnapped. She was kidnapped by this person and he had a knife. So we know it was at knife point she was taken by force. Okay, more CCTVs are needed. Had it not been for a CCTV, people would have been lost and not had any direction as to where to turn to, which eventually led to her being found. Make no mistake about it. It wasn't because his heart was clean and pure why he didn't kill this little girl. He didn't kill this little girl because the pressure was on. People knew the character of the person that took her away. So they knew right away to go looking in the bushes. And he had to be on the move. CCTV. Many more are needed. That out on bail thing, let's talk about that one. You know, Jamaica is one of them places, man, where I've never seen so many people get bail for situations where you're like, what? That person needs to be held until trial. Man commits murder, a shooting, mash up him girlfriend with a hammer, all kind of things, roll her up in a tarpaulin, bail. People are released on bail and then ordered to report, whether it's daily or weekly or whatever, which is the case of this particular person right here, this 45-year-old Davian Bryan, the suspect that is responsible for kidnapping this 9-year-old and now suspected in kidnapping this 13-year-old who is missing. He is in the same situation. He is one of them that benefited from getting bail. Getting bail so you can stay out of prison and continue to terrorize the communities around you until you either go to prison and bust off the case, as they call it, or you're convicted and have to do your time. But he has a lot of leisure time. So that out on bail something there, I know a lot of people are going to say, SouFlo, me know what y'all say still enough, but people have to come out on bail because the prison them already overcrowded. Me no business. Pack them in the like sardine, make them turn up on top of each other, lay down on top of each other. I don't care if it's inhumane, check it. It's prison. It's prison. Prison is not supposed to be comfortable and nice. And that's one of our biggest problems. Man, a party at prison. So these youths don't have these men. They have no deterrent. They're like, oh, it's going to be a party when I get there anyways, so I'm not scared to go there. I'm not scared to do these things that will have me end up there. I'm good. Either way. So this out on bail thing, it needs to stop. Okay? Where is the national DNA database in Jamaica? Please go ask your elected officials that. Where is the national DNA database in Jamaica? Does Jamaica have an online sex offenders registry? Where I live in the United States of America, in the state of Florida, which is right outside of Jamaica, the sex offenders registry here, I can pull up the site, put my address in, and then search. Search for any sex offenders that live in my community. And guess what? Their face will come up and their address will come up. Now I know a lot of people are going to say, SouFlo, but this is Jamaica, man, so people will go for them and kill them. Well, you shouldn't have committed that act. And now that may be another reason where others who are thinking of doing that can be like, well, I'm not doing that because although I want to do it still, they're going to put me on the registry, which means anybody can pull up my thing and see my face. In the US, you pull them up, you see their face, you see their address, and you see their crime. It'll tell you this person was convicted for having sexual relations with a minor younger than 16. Some says younger than 13, younger than 10, all this other stuff. Malicious rape of a minor, blah, blah, blah. You know, so you have a good idea, okay, 4 houses down from me, this predator now lives here. What you can do to protect yourself is heighten your awareness and start watching that friggin' person. So if they decide to do it again, it won't be in your community and it will not be to your child. Jamaica needs that. But again, when we tell the people to join these conversations and let's get together and make a loud noise so the elected officials hear and instate these things, everybody turn their back. Swiping on Instagram, disconnected, but then they're all a part of the frenzy. Oh, 9-year-old girl's missing. Oh, find her. We want them heading out. Jungle justice for boy for dead, you know. All that. Reactive rather than proactive. Cameras everywhere is needed. One of the biggest things that's needed, though, is a community watch group. The people in Jamaica will have to take things into their own hands when it comes to their protection. And I don't mean breaking the law. I mean organizing community groups, pooling your resources together, and making sure that every neighborhood has cameras in it. You don't have to tell everybody where the cameras are. Put them on a few houses in the community. So on the sittings, so you guys know. So you can turn footage over to police. So you can monitor your own community and keep your people safe. I'm going to leave this one right here for now. And I'll continue to follow the story to see what happens to this 13-year-old. If she's found, if she was indeed in the company of Davian Bryan, or if she was just a runaway. And I would like for them to catch this, I don't know what to call him, as soon as possible. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.